Welcome, legends. In this episode, we're going to be looking at lighting. Okay, radio control lighting. There's lots of different solutions out there in the marketplace, so to speak. You can go from your very cheap to your very expensive, insanely expensive. The aim of this video is to cover 4 of the most common types. Some of those you might not know about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move you from there up to there so that you can get a good bird's eye view on what it is we're looking at. So alright, next lights we're going to look at are the wireless lights. Now these are my absolute favourite for value for money. And all the advantages that go with them. The only disadvantage, in my view, of this system is one, how long it takes you to get to you from China. For some strange reason, this took nearly 5 weeks, which is very, very unusual. But and that aside, the biggest disadvantage is that the lights do not provide you with an on feature. Inside is a 150 milliamp battery, already mounted as part of the electronics, and you'll notice that this looks very, very similar to the red and green ones that we saw in the main in the powered on system, made by the same company, with a little button on the side and a charging port. If you buy the full pack, which I did, we're just using one light as an example because the other lights are mounted, you get this little charging board. Very simply, again, making sure that the polarity is correct. This plugs into the side, and this is very simply powered by a USB cable. Now I've just brought over my battery power box here. We've all got one of these because we daren't leave home without them. This is really handy because you can take this out into the field with you, have it in your toolbox, and it's a way of you being able to ensure that you're able to charge up your light system. And as we can see here, we can fit up to 4 lights. In the pack you get red, you get green, and you get a strobe, which, as I said, are mounted on my helicopter at the minute, and you get a blue one. Now blue genuinely isn't used on any form of aircraft according to the CAA and the FAA, but you do sometimes have blue cockpits, and you know what, as I've said before in a video, just because it's not how it is in real life doesn't mean to say you shouldn't mount it. It's your aircraft, providing you can see it. That's all that matters, if indeed you want the lighting, as I do, to help me with orientation, etc. The light's gone off there, which means this is now fully charged, which is useful. If it needs charging, when you plug it in, it will go red, and then it will go blue when it's finished charging, and then turn itself off. Very, very simple. I've already done a time test on this. If I turn this on and leave it on, it will stay on for approximately 3 hours. That's right, 3 hours. Now this is a lithium polymer battery in there, so we know from normal battery management we haven't got to keep charging that every time just because we've used it. So charge it when it needs to be charged. Take your battery pack and your cable to the field with you in your toolbox, and you won't have a problem. And this obviously is a fantastic little charging system. You've got some extension cables here for a charging system. The main disadvantage from this really is the length of these cables for when you need to charge these lights in situ, because they are going to be in situ and they are not going to want to come off from using that foam tape. Now, what do they look like and what are the patterns? Let's have a look. Well, as I said, you've got a little button here, and when we press the button, we get various different patterns. In this case, we've got a double strobe, then we've got a single strobe, we've got a single with a double, and we've got a breathing mode or a slow pulsation mode there. Now, there's only one version missing from this, one mode missing. And I'd love to be able to press this button now and see it. And that mode, I'm afraid, is all on, and it simply doesn't exist. So this is the biggest disadvantage in my view, above and beyond that of the limitations of the charging cables, bearing in mind that that's pretty much offset by how long this battery is going to last. But the fact that there is no permanent on for these lights really does let itself down. So in my view, this lighting set is great for strobe, which you can use white for, which fits perfectly. And you could probably, as I have done on Phoenix currently, you could probably use the breathing mode here for your navigation lights, red and green. But ultimately, you know, navigation lights are on all of the time, and that's what's missing from this setup. Right, there we go, legends. That's it for this episode. Hope that was useful. Till the next video then, take care. See you later. Bye-bye.